Hello class and welcome back to Etiquette 101. I'm your teacher, Bohuslav Vomela. Today we're going to be talking about how to conduct yourself at a family dinner. We're going to start at the beginning of the meal and then transition to the end. Now let's get started. First, let's learn how to set the table. Andrew, why don't you show us how? Oh dear, Andrew, that's not right. Let's have Julie try. Good job, Julie. The fork and the napkin should be on the left, and the knife, spoon, and cup should be on the right. No wonder your parents love you more than Andrew. Now that we've learned how to set the table, Andrew, why don't you show us how you sit at the table? Uh-oh, that's not good. Karen, why don't you try? Nice. You should have good posture, keep your elbows and feet off the table, and keep your napkin in your lap. Karen, at least you did better on the second kid. Now, let's learn how to serve each other. Andrew, why don't you start us off? Oops, sorry Andrew, but that's not quite right. George, why don't you show us how you serve yourself? Fantastic job. You should serve yourself a reasonable amount of food, then hold the dish for the person next to you. Are you sure that Abomination is your son? Now that we've learned how to serve ourselves, why don't we learn how to eat? Let's start by seeing how some of you eat. Why don't we go around the table? Julie, you did well. You should take small bites, use your napkin, and chew quietly. Andrew, you're on a fast track to dying alone. Now let's learn how to drink politely. Andrew, why don't you get us going? Andrew, you're a plague on society. George, you handsome devil, why don't you give it a try? Splendidly done. You should drink quietly, no slurping, then use your napkin when you're done. Now let's try a test. Let's say that Karen asks, "How's the food?" Andrew, what would you say?
The food tastes like I scraped some sludge off the bottom of a garbage can that's been sitting in sewage runoff. Then I set it on fire, then I shoveled it into my mouth like some kind of dirty animal garbage.
Even the food's better than you are, Andrew. George, how about you try?
Great job, honey. The food tastes great. I love the way the top and the bottom are blackened, but the middle, raw.
That's the spirit, George. You should never insult the food if the cook is at the table. Now, let's say that George says,
"It looks like your turkey's gotten cold. Why don't you put it in the microwave?"
What could you say?
Microwaves are an invention of the lizard people deep state that are meant to turn us into communist slaves.
Andrew, you shouldn't have made it past infancy. Julie, why don't you give it a go?
Oh, that's all right, Dad. I'm trying to go cold turkey on microwaves.
How clever. You make a fun dinner guest if you can think on your feet and make witty responses. Julie, you have a bright future ahead of you. Andrew, good luck. Now let's say there's a pause in the conversation. How would we get a good chat going again?
Have you heard that the Boy Scouts are admitting girls now?
Nice one, Karen. Any other ideas?
Did you know that reality is a simulation and that everyone around you has never existed?
You deeply unsettle everyone around you, Andrew. But great job, Karen. Conversation topics should be light, but still stimulate discussion. Now that we've learned how to converse, let's finish. Congratulations! You've made it through the meal. Now, how do we leave the table politely? Andrew, why are you such a disappointment to the human race? Julie, you darling angel, how about you give it a go?
Dearest mother and father, thank you for the delicious meal and the stimulating conversation. May I please be excused from the table?
Of course, Julie. Anything for you. That's how it's done. You should always thank your family for the meal, ask to be excused from the table, then clear your place. I think that covers just about everything. Now you have what it takes to be a polite and engaging dinner guest. I hope to see you next time on Etiquette 101. This is Bohuslav Vomela signing off.